The 1997 Royal Rumble. Cocky, flamboyant in his youth.
In his youth? You mean all the way back a couple years ago? I'm pretty sure Shawn Michaels is still in his youth here, given he retains his flamboyant and sexy attitude.
Tonight, it's about justice.
Ha! Get it? Because Psycho Sid used to be known as Sid Justice, kicking off the 1997 Royal Rumble with more crazy puns. Are you not entertained?
San Antonio's favorite son returns older, wiser.
This ain't the 2000s. I get that we're in 1997 here, but we're in the big Alamodome Stadium, and the opening pyrotechnics are a couple of cheap fireworks. That's awkward even by these standards. Vince McMahon had to stop what he was saying just to read his lines and make sure that he knew we were in the Alamodome. That was an awkward pause. What do you bet Marlena stopped Goldust backstage before they entered the stadium and said, "You better not use me as a human shield like you did last year against Razor Ramon for the Intercontinental Championship."
Oh my.
That one awkward moment when Goldust had better pyrotechnics than the actual opening pyrotechnics themselves.
With Hunter Hearst.
Goldust is ready to win the Intercontinental Championship. But first, let's stop the momentum by playing a video package for Hunter Hearst Helmsley, because we forgot to do that before Goldust made his entrance. Gosh darn it, guys.
Is Goldust's real desire the Intercontinental title?
Well, considering he was trying to do everything in his power to get inside Razor Ramon's pants at last year's Royal Rumble, probably not. Pre-match assault, although how hilarious would it be if Beethoven's legendary Ode to Joy song continued playing even while the brawl outside commenced.
New butler, but Mr.
Hilarious to see the referee disappointingly raise the Intercontinental Championship above his head and quickly put it away due to the match beginning. Oh well, no spotlight for you. Not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of all those gold pieces spread all over the ring and outside area. Last thing I would want is for all that to get stuck to my body while I'm trying to wrestle. Goldust is trying to make a Goldust clone out of Hunter.
Well, I think that referee should have disqualified Goldust from the get-go.
In the case of the pre-match assault, how can you disqualify someone when there's not even a match going on?
Yeah, tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heart. Oh wait, this is 1997. That song won't release for another 2 years. Regardless, can y'all please not be annoying on commentary the whole night? I want it that way. Fuck! I seriously hope Marlena actually lights the cigar this time around after she was smoking a non-lit cigar at last year's Royal Rumble event. I'm immediately throwing in 10 sins because Goldust somehow did not get disqualified for using a weapon on Hunter. Hell, the referee was literally warning Goldust not to use the stairs or risk disqualification, yet did absolutely nothing when Goldust ignored him. Okay, that was funny. Hunter dropped like Ric Flair and smacked himself on the waiting stairs.
Unfortunately, security has thrown them out of the building.
Who cares?
Finish him off! Hunter Hearst.
The referee is standing in the way of Hunter leaping off the top rope to the outside of the ring, but did not stand in Goldust's way when the latter used the stairs on Hunter. Maybe Earl Hebner just hates Hunter, which explains why he allowed the stairs to be used as a weapon earlier.
You know, this thing might as well be non-sanctioned.
Judging by the allowance of weapon usage throughout, I think this match actually is non-sanctioned. Jim Ross may be onto something here.
Goldust. Listening to the...
Hunter is hanging onto the ropes just waiting to spring himself up when he could actually use the ropes as leverage while kicking Goldust away from him.
The damage done to the feet earlier. Oh, he was almost routed.
I agree with Jerry Lawler here. Why give Hunter a fast count? Is it just because he's an asshole? I think it's just because he's an asshole.
After this match is over...
All referees normally have full ring awareness on both wrestlers when a submission is in progress just to ensure there is no cheating. Earl Hebner, on the other hand, must have some personal beef with Hunter Hearst Helmsley. First the fast count, and now conveniently turning away from Goldust when the latter started to grab the ropes.
Standing, but just barely.
This was a hilarious scene because Hunter had his knee damaged by Goldust throughout the match and pretended not to be in pain by taking his bow, selling the injury and providing comedy at the same time. Wrestlers should aspire to be like Triple H. Knowing how Goldust is like, what are the odds that he's actually enjoying this top getting unzipped here? The referee stops Hunter from hitting Goldust with a small table, but stood and watched while eating popcorn when Goldust threw the metal stairs at Hunter's face. Yeah, there's absolutely a personal vendetta here.
Vince Superstar is in the squared circle.
We're seriously turning our attention away from the match in progress just to hear this random interview that will ultimately be forgotten of 2 seconds after it's over.
For the cover. Come on, ref. Never count.
Might as well put in another 5 sins. Earl was not even trying to hide his obvious vendetta against Hunter. Counted fast when Hunter's shoulders were down, but counts normally when Goldust's shoulders are down. Stopped Hunter from using a weapon, but allowed Goldust to use a weapon. And yet Goldust still could not dethrone Hunter for the Intercontinental Championship despite all that. Ouch.
Oh, what?
Promoting sexual assault.
Sort of a mark, man, that everybody's gonna want.
I won't lie, that was a weird mindfuck moment on the realization that Bret the Hitman Hart was talking through a mirror.
One man standing, and it's gonna be me.
There will only be one man left standing at the end of the Royal Rumble, and it's going to be me, cliche. The Nation of Domination has an awesome entrance theme in general, but to see this added in was pretty cool. Don't lie to me, you were also bobbing your head to it. The referee gives Ahmed Johnson his 5 count, but then stops despite the fact that Ahmed ignores him by continuing to beat down on Farouk. This sign right here has misspelled Farouk's name. There's an additional A that you're missing here. Let's just be thankful that Ahmed Johnson wasn't facing Goldust during this moment, otherwise it'd be hilariously awkward.
Wait a minute, there's some sort of belt in the hand of Ahmed.
What are you talking about? You can clearly see that Ahmed's hands are empty and that Farouk is the one obviously holding onto the belt. Come on, Vince. This match ultimately ends in a disqualification. The sin goes to the fact that it didn't happen right now. Every traditional singles match has disqualifications, until they don't, of course. Also, if anybody tries to use the belts are legal when they're attached to the competitor's pants excuse, the fact of this situation is it was Crush who gave the belt to Farouk, thus the belt is an outside weapon. The ringside crew still haven't cleaned up the gold confetti sent by Goldust from earlier? Is this mess gonna be here all night long? Doesn't matter how slow it was, landing on a chair with your lower back like that is painful. I'm only sinning it because, once again, the referee is just allowing anything to happen. Was this match secretly turned into a no disqualification match at the last second? Is the same going to be said for every other match later tonight? Weapons allowed inside the ring, weapons allowed outside the ring. Fuck it, here's 30 sins. I don't even know what the hell is going on anymore. In a sense, the referee did the right thing by calling for the disqualification when the Nation of Domination interfered. But on the other hand, if he was allowing weapons to be used all match long, I'm shocked he didn't sit back and allow this to play out.
Oh no, that's what it is.
Did you just attack me from behind? I'm gonna slowly approach you down the long entranceway with a menacing look on my face instead of immediately kicking your ass. Alright, that was awesome. Did someone turn down the microphone Howard Finkel was using? I can barely hear him introduce Vader. Imagine if the scaffolding above the ring was actually not supposed to be in that position and only did because it nearly fell from the ceiling. Guys, we got a problem. The scaffolding fell. No, it actually looks badass. Leave it like that for a moment.
And the Undertaker.
What do you bet the Undertaker only ran after the referee because this one wasn't allowing him to do things that could risk disqualification unlike the previous 2 referees?
All right, coming off in. Again.
After 2 clotheslines didn't work on the Undertaker, what made Vader think the 3rd one would? Undertaker is supernatural after all.
Back body drop to get. Oh, what a maneuver by the Undertaker.
You can say that again, Vince. That was freaking amazing and perfectly timed by the Undertaker. Big Van Vader is a dick to the Undertaker's dead men. Remember when I said this referee wasn't allowing things that could get wrestlers disqualified in this match? Well, I take that back now. 3 matches in a row.
All right, guys, this is Summer Bishop from Minnesota.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
1, 2. Oh, pretty quick count there, I think, by the official.
You know it's bad when even Vince McMahon is pointing out the sins to this match by admitting the count was too fast. I don't know if that was a power slam or a jackhammer, but in the end, that was an amazing counter by the Undertaker.
I see Paul Bear.
That's nice, Jim Ross, but unfortunately, none of us can see Paul Bear down that long and dark walkway. Probably should have waited until we appeared on the screen before revealing it, because then it is a spoiler alert.
I suppose of what's going on. Hey, wait a minute. Look at this.
The way The Undertaker just nonchalantly backflipped out of the ring to punch Paul Bear was the coolest thing I've seen in this match. I'll even take off 2 sins this time. What do you bet Jacques Sr. and Raymond Rougeau were like, "Oh, come on, we just got a new table. Go destroy the Spanish table on the other side." The Undertaker be like, "That's for allowing Vader to hit me with a low blow earlier, you punk-ass bitch." The production team are dicks. Waited until Heavy Metal, Fuerza Guerrera, and Jerry Estrada were already in the ring before showing their entrance. And in the meanwhile, you get a view of the Alamodome for the last 30 seconds. Wait a minute, Tommy Wiseau was in attendance for the Royal Rumble tonight? Or was this sign the inspiration for that legendary greeting in the room 6 years later?
Big down there by Garza. Garza actually had Heavy Metal there.
The unfortunate reality of bringing in wrestlers from AAA into the WWF. Vince McMahon has no idea who is who and Jim Ross has to correct him, which in turn leaves a first-time viewer confused on who's who because it's the commentator's job to help us out here. This is probably why WWF didn't really do much crossover collaborations aside from WCW. You got a packed Alamodome full of 60,000 fans, yet it's so quiet you can hear a pin drop. The reason for that is because literally nobody knows any of the wrestlers in this match due to them being from AAA.
Look out, last year, before we went on the air here today.
Maybe this is because I didn't watch AAA matches from the 90s, but to those who did, is it legal for a tag to be made when the legal competitor is on the outside of the ring while the illegal competitor is on the inside? Because that doesn't make any freaking sense or have any logic. Fuerza Guerrero was watching Connect the entire time and even walked to the corner, yet somehow didn't see that crossbody coming.
He was a tremendous competitor.
How would you know, Vince? You literally just asked who the hell that was less than a minute ago.
Better known competitors.
Both Heavy Metal and Hector Garza flipped their way into the ring, building momentum, all just to stop and stare at each other. I can see why the 60,000 fans are quiet here.
In the very near future, great athleticism about these two.
How did you not see that coming? Seriously, how?
On Hector Garza, upside down. Great agility.
Once again, didn't see AAA back in the 90s, so my next question is, does this happen regularly over there? When a wrestler watches their opponent the whole time and doesn't do anything to counter and move out of the way? Is that supposed to be a rule? Because it's not a good one if so.
And risking disqualification there again.
Given how all the other referees allow pretty much everything to happen throughout the night, I don't think Jerry Estrada has anything to worry about when it comes to risking disqualification.
And Connect, wide open. Oh!
Wrestler accidentally attacks their own partner, which leads to their loss in the tag team match cliche.
Yes, he did.
All Heavy Metal had to do was extend his legs a little bit and he'd be out of bounds, forcing the pin to stop. This was a very awkward match being watched by an obvious uninterested crowd. Sad.
For the object.
Wow, what a very convenient draw here. Crush from the Nation of Domination drew number 1. The guy who drew number 2 is the very same wrestler feuding with the Nation. What are the odds of that being a random draw, am I right?
Just stand there, Clarence. Help him. Can he do that? No, you can't do that.
What do you mean Clarence can't do anything about it? Out of all the matches taking place tonight, the Royal Rumble match is the one that has no disqualifications, but now we're enforcing the rules? What is this, opposite day for match rules?
And any second, someone else is going to join.
Boy, that's gotta suck for the WWF. Not only were referees allowing rules to be broken throughout the night, but now we got clock malfunctions in the Royal Rumble match, which takes away the best part of the match itself. Awkward entrance, no music, and lasting less than 20 seconds. Yeah, screw the WWF for mocking Razor Ramon by bringing in this imposter and making the actual Razor look like a fool just because he left for WCW.
Both feet. Wait a minute. What? There's Farouk.
I get that Ahmed Johnson wanted to get his revenge on Farouk for earlier, but he just eliminated himself. Couldn't he have simply gone through the ropes instead? It would allow him to go after Farouk and return to the match without worry.
Tie up the big hog farmer.
Phineas Godwin is punching Crush so hard that his fist is disappearing into his sleeve. The power of the sleeve punch. I'm sorry, but that was so hilarious. Stone Cold Steve Austin gets his arm trapped in his jacket sleeve when he slides into the ring, leaving him vulnerable for immediate attack. Big whoopsie moment. I love it. Bart Gunn is the next entrant, but once again, the production team are being a bunch of assholes by refusing to show him, focusing instead on Steve Austin. If that doesn't tell you that this guy is obviously winning the Royal Rumble match, I don't know what will.
Who's had so much luck?
If the British Bulldog has had so much luck in the Royal Rumble match, then how come he's never won? Sure, he made it to the end one time, but that was one time.
That's Piero.
Yeah, maybe WWF shouldn't collaborate with other companies during this time, since pretty much every AAA wrestler competing gets absolutely zero reaction from 60,000 fans. That is just embarrassing. Wait, was that the plan the whole time?
Oh, we're able to unmask.
Jerry Lawler encouraging the idea of unmasking luchadors. Doesn't matter if he's a heel commentator, that is honestly something that should never be a thing in pro wrestling.
I don't think, and now the Bulldog's in jeopardy.
Both Hunter Hearst Helmsley and the Sultan together are doing everything in their power not to eliminate the British Bulldog. Even with Bulldog hanging onto the rope, the combined power of Hunter and Sultan could easily toss him out.
Owen Hart trying to.
You gotta love Owen Hart during this moment. Clearly eliminates his tag team champion partner on purpose and then pretends that it was an accident. Feigning shock is always a fun heel tactic to watch.
Here's the way Owen dumped. That looked accidental.
Shut up already!
Strike to the air.
The moment where Mil Mascaras eliminated himself in the dumbest way possible was probably the moment WWF regretted their partnership with AAA on this night.
Capacity crowd. Look out! Look out!
Poor Mark Marrow wanted any chance to get credit for a Royal Rumble elimination and missed his chance since Goldust got there first.
Lost this match in a match.
Latin Lover lost his match in a mask. Normally that doesn't sound like a mixed up sentence, but considering Jim Ross was bringing up the time Latin lost his mask, then it's awkward. Also, careful Latin, there's a big chance that Goldust actually enjoyed that super kick right to his ass. You obviously don't know since you're not usually around here, but Goldust is very bizarre. So I'm guessing WWF changed the rules on how Royal Rumble eliminations work since they declared Farouk to be eliminated by the already eliminated Ahmed Johnson, whereas last year they declined Shawn Michaels' elimination at the hands of the already eliminated Vader? Won't lie, wasn't the biggest fan of Steve Austin pulling the single wrestler dominates a portion of the Royal Rumble sequence since we had some chaotic action through the first half of the match before slowing down. Stone Cold's priceless reaction when Bret the Hitman Hart's music hit was epic. He just knew shit was about to go down. Jerry Lawler getting up from the commentary desk all just to get eliminated in 4 seconds may have been the funniest moment of the night. What makes it funnier is Jerry returns to commentary 10 seconds later and pretends like the whole thing never happened. So let's take Forson's off. Once again, not a fan of WWF making mockery of Razor Ramon and Diesel, so I will send the existence of not Diesel. But I gotta say, the future Kane actually does pull off the look very well. Damn it, Terry Funk jumped that gun before the countdown was complete. I guess this means he's only half legal in the Royal Rumble match? Bret Hart saves Terry Funk from elimination when he should actually be trying to eliminate both Terry and Stone Cold Steve Austin at the same time. Would be a much smarter strategy.
It's gonna be Rocky who eliminates Austin.
Vince McMahon's feud with Steve Austin somehow exists before it actually did exist. He's so excited at the idea of Rocky Maivia eliminating Steve Austin right here to the point where he prematurely declares it to happen.
Flash Funk, I might notice no relation to Terry Funk.
Wow, how would I have never guessed that obvious fact?
Austin, let Vader get the funk out of here.
Maybe stick with wanting Bret Hart to get eliminated and leave the name puns to... Actually, how about we all just not be cringe, myself included? I'm just kidding. I gotta be cringe, otherwise my boss will be pissed. Vader's delayed reaction to Bret Hart's punch. Mankind so far is doing a good job at trying to eliminate Not Diesel, though he should really be going for the legs, as this is as far as Not Diesel was going to go simply by hanging onto his shoulder. Vince so far has been owed a however many when it comes to his premature declarations. Now we add the premature declaration of The Undertaker winning the Royal Rumble match. You're about 10 years too early, Vince.
Well, don't worry. It's every man for himself.
What the hell was Flash Funk doing? Standing around hoping that The Undertaker would punch him in the face? The fuck?
If it comes down to Hitman and Stone Cold, I'll say it'll be the Hitman.
Jerry Lawler only chooses Bret Hart to win the Royal Rumble match if it comes down to him and Stone Cold Steve Austin after trashing him for the rest of the match. Based on what happens in the end, that was the poorest decision on Jerry's part, next to getting in the Rumble match itself, that is.
And look at unbelievable what...
Henry Godwin gets eliminated, but let's focus on The Undertaker instead. There's a very good chance that one of Henry's feet did not hit the floor, but we'll never know because the cameras didn't show the elimination.
doesn't want to leave. Oh.
Post-elimination assault.
Austin's been eliminated.
So obviously the deal here is Stone Cold Steve Austin got eliminated but returned to the ring because the referees did not see it happen. Steve ends up winning the Royal Rumble match, but is declined the championship match at WrestleMania 13 due to his cheating, which means this entire Rumble match was a massive waste of time. I'll give 30 cents for that.
But Austin went out.
Honestly, I'm with Bret on this one. He definitely got screwed, and it's unfortunately not the first time he's involved in a screw job in 1997. Also, here's something else that should have happened. Bret takes on Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13 in an epic submissions match, but at the pay-per-view prior, Bret wins the WWF Championship. So instead of having him drop the title literally 24 hours later, why didn't they just allow Steve to keep his title shot and have Bret take on Steve for the championship at WrestleMania? The match was already one of the greatest ever. Adding in the title would have made it even better.
I don't want this flu to be any excuse.
Shawn Michaels competing with the flu really shows his dedication, but also shows the danger of getting other wrestlers too sick to perform. Gotta say, that is a cool homecoming entrance for Shawn Michaels. Even with the flu, Shawn puts on a great performance for his hometown of San Antonio. What do you bet Shawn's entrance lasts an additional 2 minutes after he enters the ring because WWF needed to pass more time and not end the pay-per-view so early?
Beating Shawn Michaels at the Survivor Series.
I thought Psycho Sid beat Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series. Did they have another show after Survivor Series that we never witnessed? I don't blame Psycho Sid for pushing Shawn Michaels away. I don't want to get the damn flu either. Shawn Michaels doesn't get criticized by the commentators for raking Psycho Sid's eye, most likely because he's a good guy facing a bad guy. We still haven't cleaned up the gold confetti that was launched at the very start of this event. Damn, the cleanup crew is lazy.
And Michael.
Boy, the flu is really taking control of Shawn here. Couldn't even jump off the second rope for that punch. Might want to stick to not climbing the ropes if you're this sick. Never mind, I take that last sin back. Spent too much time being concerned for his well-being that I completely forgot this is freaking Shawn Michaels. Saying, fuck the flu, I'm winning back that title. The referee gets knocked over at the crucial point of the match cliche. According to everyone in the stadium and the commentators, cheating to win back a championship is only okay if you're the good guy, but to me, it's never okay.